The media file is playing. Shout out to that at least. Desktop audio. Copy. That's not it. Mic. Media file. Video capture header. Video capture device. There's a setting where I should be able to hear. Oh, here we go. Monitor output. All right, so I think that's cool. But anyway, let's get to it. So, I ain't gonna talk long, but anyway, welcome to the channel. If you're new to one of my lives or my streams, whatever the case may be, it took me a while to try to figure out all the different programs and finally being able to go live on YouTube. I mean, with the 53 subscribers I believe that I have now, I have 22 on Twitch, and I'm still growing on TikTok. You know what I mean? So if you want to help out, continue support. By following me on different platforms, engaging with the content. But I don't want to spend too much time yapping. But long story short, I am, a Philly. Long story short, I am a multi-talented person. So I have a passion for fitness, martial arts, entrepreneurship, African culture, and empowerment and uplifting and networking with my people and other creators is something that's important to me. So long story short, if you check out my YouTube channel, you can see, I have a multitude of things, but just to give context, I've been a martial artist my whole life, dancer, did hip hop, modern, jazz, crump, all that, played many sports, um, you know, working a lot of bullshit, jobs that I don't give a fuck about, you know what I mean? And, you know, evolution is something that's important to me. Empowerment is something that is also important to me, and being self-sufficient is also something important to me. But also, having a background of studying my culture, African culture, African American culture, and having a deeply rooted sense of um, the the power and the beauty of all the things that my people touch. I want to continue that legacy, taking the things that I'm passionate about and inspiring other people to get on their journey. So long story short, I have a project that I've been working on, and the project is going to be centered around three um, younger kids. We have one teenager, 19-year-old, we have a 16-year-old, we have a 12-year-old. So we have three main characters in the story, that has to do with three different warriors, from three different backgrounds, but they also have their similarities, and it's a martial arts theme comic, but it's the integration of the advanced technology in African culture, or Black culture. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of references to um, African spiritual systems and names and mythos and stuff like that, because that's stuff that I've been studying for a long time, and I'm proud of that. Studying different things like the Kemetic culture, you know what I'm saying, like the Yoruba traditions, Dogon tribe, just studying different a bunch of different systems, and also understanding that like there's some similar themes, and shout out to my brother, ever since the brother Chadwick became an ancestor at the Black Panther, I realized there hasn't been, you can't replace him, but in mainstream we haven't really seen much. We got Captain America, but it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's not to say that, I'm pushing to be in the Marvel world, but me being a martial artist, me being in the fitness, I would like to continue to own that legacy, to give, to aid into and give into and be a part of, continuing that superhero genre, when it comes to my people. So long story short, this is officially my first. This is an opening scene for one of my characters. So what I initially did, I'm going to show you my process to let you know, to maybe it can inspire you to utilize all your resources. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to um, being somebody like me who's doing majority of everything by myself. So I'm gonna grab my reference book and I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. All right. So what I initially end up doing, um, and once I explain this, we gonna get right into the panel. I can just chop it up with y'all. Feel free to ask questions. You know what I mean? And if you also want to support, I do have a Discord channel that I'm trying to build because I'm also, you know what I mean, I'm into evolving. You know what I mean? So advanced technology, thinking about the future, not being left behind in the time, seeing that the world is continuing to evolve, being aware of all those type of things. That's what type of mindset that I'm on. You know what I mean? I had many inspirations, you know, throughout the past few years, and maybe want to take my entrepreneurship to the next level. But I'll probably say the main one reference or inspiration that I've had in the past like 2 3 years, I'll probably say is the brother 19 Keys. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Doing great things. You know what I mean? I believe he's doing it in an authentic way. You know what I mean? So shout out to that brother. You feel me? But long story short, I got this book, um, Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur. Cause I was, you know, I like graphic novels, and I was, you know, just I like reading and stuff and looking at this stuff, and it inspires me. So what I initially ended up doing, because I did want to take a break from blue light, you know what I mean? Because I do a lot of um, digital work that I don't care about, you know what I mean? Because I'm still in the corporate world, and that's the whole purpose of me getting monetized and self-funding myself, so I don't have to work for nobody, you know what I mean? Um, so basically, what I ended up doing is I just took the way this page is constructed, you know what I mean, with these panels. We have one large panel in the background and we have these two smaller ones. And I put that on my sketchboard or my artboard or sketchbook, and I applied the opening scene um, to those panels. So in my story, how I got it set up is to introduce the three different characters and introduce more of like their style when it comes to martial arts, the theme when it comes to their dress, even the color therapy that's involved in it, and also like the specific weapons that speak to that specific character. And I try to introduce even like a little bit of what these characters are about and some like the internal struggles that they deal with as young warriors. So um, one of the most helpful things that has helped me do like um, construct everything and in a more systematic way is chat gpts, you know what I mean? So I have my own ideas, you know what I'm saying, and I've been training chat gpt to respond to me. So basically I've been programming chat gpt to be um, responsive to who I am compared to, so like for example, if you have a conversation with a human being, you know, human beings have the ability to look at the world based upon their perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, when you are the good thing about ChatGPT is when you give ChatGPT your feedback or what you're asking for, it's going to respond specifically to what you said. So it's not going to give you a opinion or feelings based response. What it's going to do is going to strictly respond based upon what you give to it. So if I give ChatGPT a breakdown of what I'm striving for, um, you can definitely be seen, by the way. You can definitely be seen, by the way, in the camera. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I don't know what she was doing. She didn't even ask. Um, Sorry about that. But anyway, the good thing about ChatGPT is it will give you responses based upon, you know, the information that you provided. So that's been very helpful for me, you know, because it's been responding based upon my personal goals, my vision, what I care about, what I'm passionate about. And, you know what I'm saying, it's been giving me breakdowns to help me out with that. So anyway, we about to get to it. All right, let's get to work. So in this scene, this is introducing my 19-year-old character. So one thing that's been helpful for me, oh my gosh, my light went out. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, it's all dark. Kind of look cool this way. What y'all think? Oh man, working with all these fucking technology. Boy, shit. You be setting one thing up, then something fucking turn off. But anyway, so this is the opening scene to one of my characters. This is the oldest character in the film, and this scene specifically is to introduce a little bit of the personalities, the little bit of the character's personality. So I kind of wanted to know not like a no nonsense, um, very focused, headstrong, warrior type. You know what I mean? Trying to find himself, but also, you know, um, going through trials and tribulations and trying to cultivate himself, but also show a level of focus. So basically, for this specific character, I got three different panels. So I know, just continuing to study about, like film and cinematography and stuff like that, filmmaking. Like they'll say, at least from what I've gotten, like a wide shot or a shot from the distance shows um action, like what's going on in or scenery. You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on in the story. And a close-up shot is good for expression. So what I decided to do, again, I took those three panels from the book that I got from the library, like Moon Girl, and applied it to my story. So in this specific scene, introducing my character is locked in in solitude training, and he has this sword that has been passed down to the family, passed down from his family, right? So shout out to me, shout out to another black man and all my other artists and black artists out there that's developing and creating their own stuff. But anyway, so what this character is, this is a sword that has been passed down to him, and he's trying to figure. He's been training with the sword, but for whatever reason, he has been told that this sword is able to unlock and enhance new abilities, and that this sword is a special sword passed on to the family, and the sword wielder has a purpose to fulfill. So, spending years training with this sword, he has yet to, even though he's a very skilled warrior, he has yet to unlock these abilities or these abilities that he has been told by his family, um, or his ancestors, I should say, because again, I want to make sure I'm incorporating some genuine themes when it comes to African spirituality. And one thing that's very important when it comes to African spirituality is the acknowledgement of ancestors and being in communication and allowing ancestors to guide us and protect us and things along those lines. So um, in this particular scene, I had my character training it intensely, but also having those questions, like that inner doubt, like what's going on, like why how am I supposed to, So for example, on my board, I said, what is the point of even having this sword? I cannot use it. So I just one thing that I've been noticing, I mean, being a character designer and being a storyboard artist, is that especially when creating my own story, is treating your canvas something more than just something you're specifically drawing on has been a lot more helpful. So even me just putting small steps like opening scene, um putting a caption next to my character, putting little notes right here. So we have on this, let me see if I can change the camera view. Yeah, so this panel right here, this is a panel where we're still showing our character from a distance, but a portal is opening. And that portal opening is going to be, like as the story continues to unravel. You know what I mean? So, that's pretty much the theme of this scene. And so that's pretty much what I'm going to work on is introducing my three characters, and I'm going to start off with him, and just try to figure out what I can flesh out in terms of like the elements, in terms of the costume, and just share, what I'm saying, like my process, so y'all can just follow along with me. You know what I mean? And then once we get this joint up and done, y'all can be the first ones to get access to it. You feel me? Outside of that, I do have a Discord channel that I just started. You know what I mean? Cause it's not about me. It's about community. That's something that's important to me. Networking. You know what I mean? I'm out on that old school type time. It's just like, oh, like I don't want to work with nobody. Blah 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 blah. You need to like my stuff. That's trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm about evolving. I'm not sure what type of hairstyle I'm gonna give him yet. Still trying to flush out the costume. So what I'm and again I'm going for an Afro-futurism theme, but I don't want like me. I'm not a fan of the mech suits. It's like so like the big bulky, like the mech suit, like kind of like a like something that you would see on Gundam. I'm not necessarily looking like I'm looking for that. I'm looking for something that's modern, um, futuristic, but also tactical. You know what I'm saying? So I think a perfect example of what I'm looking for, I might just look up this reference right now, is kind of how the characters were designed in Young Justice. You know what I mean? So it's like Nightwing or Robin, like the tactical gear that he had. Like you can tell like the gear they had like it was a level of armor, like armor plated, but it was flexible and it was fitted to the character's physique. So that's something more. So I'll be looking for in this particular scene. I'm gonna have my characters sleeveless. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna look for that. Let me yeah, I could cause I'm sharing my process. So let me see. I'm gonna go do a video capture on ad source. No, that's actually not what I want. Maybe we're gonna get rid of that. I'm supposed to do a display capture. Or was it window capture? Yeah, display capture. Boom, boom. So we gonna go over to Pinterest real quick so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. And I also have an Etsy shop, you know what I mean, like where I incorporate, urban and African culture into my designs. For my apparel, I got hoodies, t-shirts, tote bags, and things along those lines. So definitely check out the Etsy shop. You know what I mean? Let me know if you want the link. I'll be adding that in the videos moving forward, just in case. You know what I'm saying? I'll be adding the links to my Discord as well. I'm gonna type in. Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do because I don't always like Pinterest sometimes. So this is another resource that I do. I use Leonardo.ai. Sorry about that. People be tripping about this AI shit, man. And then at the same time, when you ask them what's your fear about AI, they basing it off some bullshit that they seen by somebody else's design and something else that they created. You know what I mean? So it's like you got people talking, oh, AI gonna take out the world, but it's like knowing damn well you seen movies like The Matrix and movies like Terminator and stuff like that. You ain't never seen a movie that nobody has made taking it into the high advanced or artificial intelligence technology and utilizing it with a human intelligence to create a better environment for the world. You'll never see that, and that's that bullshit. It's just iRobot, Terminator, and Matrix. Trash. Anyway, so I can find my library. Canvas editor. So these are all the different images that I use Leonardo dot AI to help me out. So it's like instead of me looking for references on Pinterest and Dribble and stuff like that, I just used AI to create the references that was more fitting for my story, based upon the props that I gave it. So this makes it easier for me to flush out compared to me just taking a reference from Pinterest or Dribble, taking somebody else's stuff and then trying to, you know, use it as a reference and try to, you know what I mean, add my own elements to it. I rather, at least with this, it makes the job a little bit easier because these references are based upon my ideas, you know what I'm saying, come up from my head. So that makes it a lot more easier to like start fleshing stuff out. You know what I mean? There's other images that I was, you know, just messing around with the program with, but a few of the images that I really liked, um, were some of these. You know what I mean? And just basic prompts. You know what I mean? Like Afrofuturism warrior, you know what I mean? Those are the type of things that I was putting in, and it was like creating like a whole like character sheet and also like a world. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it has this character, and look, it has background. You know what I'm saying? Horizon, like this is good stuff right here. You know what I'm saying this only took a few seconds. So like, just imagine like utilizing this your own references based upon your prompts and then utilizing those to come up, you know, to flush out your designs better. I'd much rather do that than do it the old school way. Not knocking nobody for doing it the old school way, but like this is another perfect example I'm talking about. Like this suit is way more fitted to the character. You know what I'm saying? Not sure if I'm gonna go with that look. Don't mind that look. Me incorporated in here. But we gonna see. Sorry about that. I had a long ass annoying day, man. So I decided to get on here and stream, work on some of my stuff, mellow out for a little bit. It's like this was fire. You know what I mean? Like look at this. And AI is not perfect, but look at this, John. I'm gonna go on Pinterest as well. So I think I want to go for a mixture of that last reference I just showed you, but also Young Justice and how the character design or costume design is developed on there. So we're going to Pinterest. I'm going to type in. So let's look at this character right here. What's going on? See, something like this. This is like really simplistic, which I like. So see if I can add that to. So we got like these mini Jones, then we have boot, a chest plate type situation built into. This is actually interesting because Dragon Ball Z was a big reference point for me. Um, all right, let's see. Not sure what to do with the hand. Just gonna get something up there to let me know I want a hand there. Start doing a little cleanup work. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna start drawing. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. as you can see, like now that I have a base, I'm erasing stuff, like just just so I can make some additions or make some changes, and I don't gotta necessarily worry about dedicating to such like what I had before. You know what I mean? Not afraid to erase. Like, and it's more than enough that I can see. You know what I mean? I want to start fleshing this illustration out a little more. So took a few elements from here. Let's go back to young. Let's just type in young justice. And again, this specific comic is definitely an adult can like read this and tap into this, but I do want to reach a younger crowd as well. So I want to do it in a more. I want the character design to look dope, but also solid and simplistic, but also pop at the same time. So I think Young Justice did a great job at that. And if you haven't seen Young Justice, not Castlevania, um, Vox Machina is another example of that. And Phil Barassa, who was the character designer director for Young Justice, I believe, also is on a project of um, Vox Machina as well. You know what I mean? So let me gotta minimize this real quick so y'all can see everything. We're gonna put this over here in the corner. So I forgot I ain't minimize that. My fault. This is me working on my ebook and stuff. Be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna have a ebook about um, how fitness and entrepreneurship are intertwined. Throughout, like that process can be connected. On our journey. Let's minimize that. Pinterest. Justice. Enter. All right, so see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you can tell that this is like armor, like it's a suit, but it's fitted to the character's physique. You can still tell there's a level of mobility in the suit. Like you can tell this guy is ready to move for agility. You know what I mean? Not super heavy, but like weighed down by heavy armor and stuff like that. In some instances, like there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna say some. If that's the intention for character's design, I'm not gonna say it's wrong, depending, not necessarily depending on the person's physique. You know what I mean? So a perfect example, Ninja Kamui was at a show like that, you know what I mean? Like where they had, like the people were regular, but like the moment they put on like those cybernetic ninja suits, those suits was like really, really heavy duty armor. Pretty much look like mech suits. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking more of like a fitted look. Guyver is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Ultraman is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Like definitely hard armor, but it's still really like fitting to more so like the character's physique. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ultraman. That show was fire. Mm. Shout out to the Eagles winning this weekend. Feel me? I will not be participating in that parade tomorrow, but anybody who does, good luck to you. You too messy for me, man. I'm not really feeling none of these. these stances though. And also we'll be incorporating many different references to African spiritual systems in my comic. I actually have a new T-shirt design that I'm working on, coming from Papa Legbuff. I'm not sure if y'all know who that is, but he's like um, he can help connect people to the spirit world. He's like he can help guide you to the spirit world. He's usually known for being an older man with some type of hat, cane, or some type of smoking tool. So what I decided to do was take the character and make an original design though. You know what I'm saying? But still sticking to some of those traits that we can identify with that character. But like the theme of my comic is Afrofuturism, so I tried to apply him into like a more futuristic background or storyline or world, I should say. All right, so I think I'm gonna keep the sleeveless shirt. I want to try to form. I don't want him looking so stiff. Pause. Man, it's such a long day, yo. Like the whole time, I'm like at my job. I'm like, yo, I do not care what y'all people are talking about. Like, so I'm like, yo, none of this has to do with anything that I'm passionate about. None of this has to do with what God sent me here for. Like, you people really don't give a damn about me. You know what I mean? Because, mind you, it's all this stuff I got going on, all this management I got to do, like all of us. You know what I'm saying? These people just talking about stuff I don't know what they talking about, don't care what they talking about. You know what I mean? Bullshit ass jobs don't be paying us nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just like, man, I am way too talented to be wasting my chakra on y'all. You feel me? You know what I mean? I'd much rather bust my behind to work on something that I care about, create new opportunities doing that, and just dip on y'all. I'm not really feeling this stance. I'm not sure what I need to. We got a basic stance. It's a good idea. I'm trying to think who I want to pop up on my character. We can put like a little comic bubble up here. You know what I mean? So we can really start flushing out on this. I'll just add, I must focus. And honestly, writing this down stuff somewhere make me feel like I'm, like manifesting it even more instead of just trying to flesh out the perfect, illustration and that's it. But just adding the panels, context notes, caption bubbles make me feel like I'm fleshing it out even more. Hold on, yeah, my laptop about to die. back. I'm trying to think. It's something about this stance I'm not feeling like. Maybe need more flow. What y'all think? What do y'all think this stance is lacking? What do y'all think it's lacking? Let me know, chat. Tap in with me. Tap in with me. Like, I'll type in swordsman stances maybe. These are dynamic. I'm just gonna make another panel right here. Just to ask, get something down. Start off with a little stick figure, like the shoulders lower than that. So you don't gotta do it this way. This is one of the ways I'll do it. At least when I'm gonna be quick, get like a thumbnail type situation going on. So we're going that way. All right. So what's some other elements we can add to this character design? Honestly, I would like a belt, some type of belt, some type of belt. All right. It's a pro and a con to drawing on paper. It's like you don't got no shortcuts. I'm so happy also 'cause I got me a new USB port, like multi-port joint. I had this cheap shit from Five Low. There's gonna be so many issues because I had to continuously reconnect all my stuff. 'Cause I had my camera that's facing this way. I have another webcam that's facing towards my sketch pad, and then I have my uh, you like my little joint to add the effects. Got this stuff from TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. Um, and yeah, this new multi um, port joint has been very helpful because I happen to have to reconnect my shit. I'm plugging it in once, I'm good. And a lot of times that what I be hating about these malfunctions when you try and stream is like if you spending 30 minutes, 45 minutes just trying to get this shit together, you an hour behind in creativity. I'm saying that's where the frustration come from. So that was something that was definitely helpful. Got me a new headset as well, so I can game when I'm talking to my niggas. You know what I mean? But yeah, fam, I really gotta get on the ball when it comes to this stuff. I've been kind of like slacking, because you try to maintain a family life and maintain a 9 to 5, and still, what I mean, hitting the gym and chopping up content the way that I'm doing it is, it's just not easy, especially by me being self-funded. Before what I'm trying to say, because I ain't knocking nobody else, but I think like the route that I take is a little less safe, And what I mean by that is that, like somebody who's been studying, our culture and still studying our culture and still learning our culture, but also being proud to speak about African spirituality and understanding where my ancestors come from and all the beautiful things that we have, our ancestors, and even my people have offered to the world. Me focusing on loving my black children, like loving my black woman, what I'm saying, like talking about empowerment, improvement, community development, being somebody like me that's been working with inner city kids my whole life, just working with youth my whole life, what I'm saying, whether that was working with kids on the spectrum, working with kids with fitness, teaching kids martial arts, talking about philosophy, talking about science, technology, engineering, and math. So I also do that as well between it with kids from the grades of kindergarten over to the fifth grade. I used to do the STEM program in the Boys and Girls Club for a while, amongst many other things. You know what I mean? But I guess you could say like my approach is a little more radical, a little more or militant. You feel me? So just to keep it short, I've been this is I'm gonna say this. I've been called a hotep, but I'm like the people who say that, you can tell they don't really know what it means. You know what I mean when they say it, and it's interesting. Um, but I ain't even about to get into all that. But I just know like the approach that I'm taking is not safe. You feel what I'm trying to say? In terms of like having a certain type of view and knowing that you're probably gonna get a pushback from it because people might be uncomfortable with certain type of conversations. You know what I mean? But it's like whether we are uncomfortable with these conversations or not, it doesn't change the fact that these conversations do have a lot of truth to them. So I say all to say, I realized that I will probably have to be self-funded. You know what I mean? Cause like like I'm an anime fan. I got an anime hat on right now. But the truth of the matter is like those characters don't look like us. You know what I'm saying? Like they are including us. Nothing wrong with that, but it's still not our language and it's still not our symbols. I'm talking about black people at this particular point. You know what I mean? I know we can have that conversation about, well, black people are all over the world um, at one point before everybody else. That's true. But um, what I will say when it comes to, our history, when it comes to the transatlantic slave trade, and I'm not sure if other people are aware of this when it comes to the sub-Saharan slave trade. That's almost 2,000 years of going through enslavement, integration, and um, acculturation amongst many different people, um, across the planet and stuff like that. So I think when we look at it in that perspective and find ourselves here, where nothing wrong with the blurred culture. I'm just saying I would like to see apparel with our symbols on it. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I started my brand. So if you look at my YouTube channel and you see my brand, I have African symbols on my hoodies, like that, and they have a meaning. You know what I mean? Everything in African thought has a meaning, a frequency, a tone. Like it's a science, it's a spiritual science, and it's just a holistic science behind all those things. But anyway, I say all that to say, I knew my route was going to be kind of rough for other people to get, so I knew that I was going to have to, you know, um, be creative and be innovative, and start my own community. Also learn, look for coaches and stuff like that, so I can self-fund myself, so I don't have to be, at the mercy of others, and also being compromised if people did decide to invest. That's another thing. 'Cause, people could invest, but they're like, oh, well, maybe you should tone back on this. Maybe you should do this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe you should just shut up. How about that? You feel me? How about you just shut up? Boom. Not really feeling the hair. Boom. Give me a little elbow. Let's see if we can hit a sword in this hand. Boom. See the portal opens. Yeah, we can do the portal opens. This entity comes out the portal. And I'm just gonna put some type of mask here, and then we'll worry about the details later. But I definitely just want to get some stuff down. You know what I mean? So we can start filling up these pages. You know what I'm saying? So we got a figure there. I'm just gonna put spirit being. We can flesh that out later. All right. So I'm gonna start off with. I think I will. I gotta pull up my notes and see what's the intro scene for our second character because I believe the girl um is next. So we're gonna have the oldest is gonna be our warrior right here, 19-year-old. We're gonna have another young lady join us in our story. She's gonna be a 16-year-old, and then we're gonna have a young boy who's gonna be a 12-year-old. So let me see if I still got the notes in chat. GPT, you see? It might be in a whole different browser. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Chosen. Boom. Put that away. I don't want y'all stealing my shit. You mean? All right, so now we're gonna move on to trying to get the scenes. All right, so yeah, we got this is what we're gonna do. Before I move on to that page, let's write the notes down. So I got the scene, and once I got the notes, once I go digital, it's gonna make me easier for me to like really flesh it out and a short amount of time. So we got scene one, we got urban, futuristic city, morning time. Yeah, so maybe this since we're in the Afrofuturism, maybe one thing that I can do to tackle that is we can still have him in the inner city, but maybe he has some type of holographic technology that allows him to change the environment. You know, what I mean, based on a prompt. So even though he's in the inner city, maybe he used this holographic tech to input a prompt that gives us the environment of him training in the mountains or something like that, somewhere in solitude. You know what I mean? Because I'm a martial artist, I'm a warrior, and one of the biggest things when I think about like really, really, really training is like training outside in the sunlight, by the water, nothing else, like no distractions. You feel me? Just in the elements, just alone. Um, so we got confident, edgy, effective martial arts moves. Okay, that's another thing. We got camera zooms in. So this is definitely going to help us with being directors of our own projects. You feel me? And I think that's the good thing about being creating your own is like you put yourself in many different positions. So it's like in the event that you did hire somebody, I believe that maybe you'll probably have a bigger level of leniency. You know what I'm saying? And understanding and compassion. You feel me? Um, but that's just my personal opinion. It is what it is. Feel free, let me know like any feedback y'all got. terms of my ideas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Yo, all right. Gotta see how the sound is. All right, what about now? All right, that's cool. So we got camera zooms in on 19-year-old. Let me make sure I'm recording this. I can put this on the channel. You saying? Shimeen. You feel me? Let's go back to the notes. It's fire. Where's the chat? Oh, here we go. So I got that in Google Chrome. I actually think I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing on TikTok. I think it's supposed to be just for gaming, but I'm like, hey, I might as well throw a little bit in there. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. Like you can't check. I mean, whatever. And then we'll have. So what's scene two? Let me make sure. Scene two. Boom. Let's see. What when I think about the 12-year-old, I'm thinking about man, because I kind of I'm thinking about Ang. I'm also thinking about Mob and also Killua. You know what I mean? Because like when I think about Gon, I think about Killua. Like Killua was like a beast assassin, young bull. Gon was like this pure-hearted, determined, and ambitious kid, but also like a great fighter. And then Mob was kind of had that personality where he just bottled everything up, and then once he did turn up, like he really turned up. So I'm trying to figure out a way how to incorporate all of that. So I think we got a pretty good foundation for the introduction scene of our one of our male leads, and so we're gonna go over to our 12-year-old. So let's just write that down just to remind ourselves so we won't get lost. right, so I said Gon. I said Gohan. Who else I'm thinking about? Let's go with a Sar from Black Sands. And we said Killua, right? Did we say anybody else? I can't remember. Let me know. Let me know. All right, so let's rock out with that. So for our 12-year-old, what design can we go with? Let's see if we got anything in Leonardo da we can we can get that joint up out of here. I think it's over in Edge. I don't think we do. We don't got nothing. It's crazy. I do have a character that I designed mad long ago. Let me see if the abilities match because I know I got abilities and weapons for these specific characters in ChatGPT just so I can keep track of what I'm doing because I'll be having so many ideas. You feel me? Um, let me see. Google Chrome. Nope. Let's go over to Edge. Boom, let's go up. All right. All right, so I wrote down real quick the weapon of choice at this moment could change in abilities. All right, so let's go back over to let's go over to Pinterest. Let's look at Gone. Let's look at Gone real quick. All right, so we got the like the round face. Let us know he younger, round head, big eyes. You know, definitely a level of optimism in the facial expressions. So we just want to try to get a smaller frame. Excuse me. Where was the? Center mass. Just to get something down. shoulders, similar to the forearms. Just get something down for the fist. Let's see, what time is it? How long we been on here, y'all? 'Cause I do want to transition to my gaming. Let's see. Transition to gaming. All right, so we've been there for hours. Technically, we've been working on the comic for an hour. All right, cool. All right, let me transition out. I'm about to set up the gameplay. Um, and yeah, hold on.